Online, visit Urology Centers, Alabama.com. Schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists.
Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Hey, before LT tells us about our friends at Hemp Hill, I want to sort of give you a little note on not defaming a legend. There are things called defamation lawsuits out there. And Jack Nicklaus just won one for $50 million.
Ouch. That'll sting.
Against his former business partners, who basically just insinuated that he entertained offers from LIV, to go be part of their golf dynasty, to basically run LIV is what they wanted Jack to do. He says he never entertained the offer. They said he did, and Jack got so mad he sued them and just won. A Florida jury just awarded Jack Nicklaus $50 million.
How does this even happen unless like, you throw it out there? How does it get back and build this kind of steam? And how does a jury say, you know what, we're going to give you $50 million?
Yeah, I think, if I remember the story correctly, Jim, and some of these facts could be off, so please no one sue me for defamation. I think the insinuation was they were trying to wrestle the Nicklaus business, which is a extensive golf business.
They own brand. It. He doesn't own it anymore.
That's right.
They own his business.
Yeah, and they were trying to completely wrestle it away from anything attached to him. The insinuation would be that they floated this story to make him look even worse. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to make it like, here's all the more reason we should be controlling this brand. Because,
yeah, so this thing goes a lot deeper.
Yeah.
$50 million to Jack Nicklaus.
Good for Jack.
And I
was worried about grandkids.
I was worried about where he was getting the next meal from, but not going to have to worry about that. Remember the big hurt Frank Thomas?
Of course.
Played ball down at Auburn. Little Hurt is on the way. Frank Thomas III plays baseball at IMG. He made his baseball commitment yesterday or 2 days ago, and he chose Auburn. So Little Hurt. And he's playing at IMG, so he's a pretty talented young man. So he's going to go play for Butch Thompson down at Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, I think we still have that little, as good as Tim Hudson was, your little small miniature Mount Rushmore where it's Bo Jackson.
Frank Thomas.
Yeah, Frank Thomas, Charles Barkley, and Cam Newton, right?
Yeah. Well, I was going to go just baseball. I was going to go Bo Jackson, Frank Thomas,
Tim Hudson,
Casey Mize.
Just for Auburn baseball? Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that's pretty good Auburn baseball, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, maybe somebody else that would jump
Josh
under
Donaldson? Would you
was
is that Forrester with the big hurt, Frank Thomas? Scott did.
That is me in the big hurt.
How many drinks did you have at breakfast? I mean, look at that hat. It's sideways hat.
It is. Yeah, Scott, you do have the hat sideways.
He's watching Auburn football. He's beat up.
Hey.
Now, that's one of those guys that stands out. So I saw him last year in Auburn. He goes to all these games, but I randomly saw him at a hotel bar in New York like 15 years ago. And the random thing is that same hotel, David Beckham and the Galaxy were staying in.
That is pretty random.
Yeah, very random.
For sure, that's one of those situations. This happens to me all the time, that it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a picture. And then I see the picture, or back in the day, you'd get the picture after it was developed, and you'd be like, crap, I had my eyes closed, or in this case, you had your hat, as my grandmother would call it, cockeyed.
That doesn't bother me at all, Jim.
That doesn't bother you that your hat looks like crap?
No, Frank is...
Your hat looks like crap.
No, not at all.
I know it's a Sox hat, but, I mean, come on.
Right?
Very nice guy, but, I saw him at Barkley did a party for Redmont Vodka. I think it was the graduate last year. or 2 years ago, and I said, I walked past him, I was like, "You're Frank Thomas from Nugenics."
Yeah. Did you get it?
Oh yeah, he laughed.
Oh, did you really? Oh, so you literally said that?
Oh yeah.
Because that's
Like,
the way
oh my God, you're that Frank Thomas guy from Nugenics.
Major League Slugger Frank Thomas.
And Doug Flutie running around together all the time.
I know. I love those.
Yeah, but he did laugh. He had a good sense of humor.
I love the commercials where they have to introduce the celebrity. Like, we got a big enough celebrity that's going to impact it, but our whole audience doesn't know who he is.
Brian Arakpo.
Our friends at Hemp Hill, before we get to trash, tell us about Hemp Hill.
205-229-2090. If something goes wrong in your home, whether it's the plumbing, heating, or cooling, any of those issues arise, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Congratulations, The Cure Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees 2019. Are you as excited as I am?
By the sounds of it, no.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. We will be on the road again with them next week. We'll give you information about that when we lock everything down. We start first. A Northern California aquarium has raised more than $2 million for sea otter conservation in just 2 days.
Why are you so confused?
I think it's not next week. It's the week after next.
Maybe.
It's what?
Yeah, it's LSU weekend, right?
Yes.
It's what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama, our road show that
Oh,
he just
yeah,
said.
yeah, gotcha,
Why are
gotcha,
you so
gotcha.
confused?
Because I didn't know why
Okay,
we were
so
confused.
we've got, just to let you know, we've got LSU, Oklahoma, and Iron Bowl. So we got three more coming up.
Yeah, but
Two in
at
Tuscaloosa,
South
one.
Carolina bye week, and
Yeah,
then
okay.
we'll be in Tuscaloosa.
How do you think they raised $2 million in 2 days?
OnlyFans.
All it took was Taylor Swift wearing a vintage T-shirt.
Oh, it was close.
Wow, that's not even Taylor
Now,
Swift.
Swift wore a vintage Monterey Bay Aquarium conservation T-shirt in a release party movie for her new The Life of a Showgirl album, sending her fans on a quest to buy the shirt last produced in the 1990s. It's a busy shirt, by the way. After the aquarium was flooded with calls after buying the T-shirt showing two otters floating on their back, it decided to re-release the garment Thursday as part of a special campaign to raise $1.3 million, a nod to Swift's favorite number, according to Liz McDonald, the aquarium's director of content strategy.
Is there a big difference between an otter and a beaver?
Okay.
I think there is.
No, what do you think it is, though?
Well, I don't think otters build dams. I think for the ecosystem, I just think it's a completely different mammal.
Both
I
mammals,
was just
though.
asking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not,
You're not a zoologist.
no, but I don't think otters build dams.
I was just really trying to set you guys up for a funny joke. I didn't know if there was a punchline.
Not too. I don't either.
Jim, if I have to explain it to you.
It's not that funny.
Are you looking?
Yeah, so otters are mustelids and
beg your
beavers are
pardon?
rodents.
What's a mustelid?
That's
That's
a
the
good
next obvious
question.
question.
Well, a beaver is in the same family with a rat?
Yeah.
Can you eat both?
You can eat a rat. I'm sure it's happened.
A mustelid is a diverse family of carnivorous mammals, including weasels, badgers, otters, polecats, martens, grisons, and wolverines.
Boy, you don't want to live next to them. What a terrible neighborhood. that
Polecat.
is.
Why do we not have a polecat as a mascot?
The old
Yeah.
polecats. New
Why do we not
Mexico
have a
State.
grizzond?
What is a grizzond?
It's part of that family.
I know.
So,
I keep asking Tyler questions.
The aquarium met and surpassed its goal to raise the funds for its sea otter conservation program in less than 8 hours, averaging about $100,000 in sales every 15 minutes.
That's good. That's a good website, by the way.
Now, donors who give at least $65.13 to the newest fundraising campaign to help injured and orphan otters will be mailed a T-shirt. Now, how Swift acquired the T-shirt that was last produced more than 32 years ago when she was just 3 years old remains a mystery.
That's a pretty cool story, though. I appreciate her giving back, even if it was accidental.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know,
She can give back very simply by
right.
just wearing something.
use your celebrity for good.
Or she
She's going to re-release this shirt, but it's going to be Taylor's version.
If we,
Well done.
there
Well
you
done.
if
go.
we could get her to wear a next round shirt with a QR code on it, that took, boom, that was a dead hit. That took to like our landing page or whatever,
Our website's not good enough to handle
it would crash.
We'll pay her $100.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would we pay her?
I don't know. It'd be worth a lot,
You
though.
can't afford it.
Yeah,
So, I
right.
mean, I don't. Her number is out of our budget, but it would be worth every dime.
Yeah.
I will start talking positively about her boyfriend.
He, by the way, invested this week. He's a new investor in Six Flags.
I was going to have that in there for tomorrow.
Okay. Save the details for tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
I'm actually interested
Or
in the
actually
details.
Friday.
Though. That's a heck of a trash tease there.
A man is facing charges of grand theft and kidnapping after videos show him driving away with a woman's car only to return it seconds later. according to police. William
This one doesn't
Mullis,
have a stick.
53 years old, is seen on camera outside of a Sunoco gas station. He appears to look around, then walks north out of the view of the gas station surveillance camera towards the victim's car, according to the arrest affidavit. The car is then seen driving towards the exit, stopping before making a right onto U.S. Highway 1, backs up, passes the pumps, comes to a final stop at a parking spot in front of the store, according to the report. Mother then runs out of the gas station and confronts Mullis. She told investigators he said he would not have stolen the car if he had known a baby was inside. He then apologized, left the area on foot. Now, under Florida law, it is illegal for a parent or anyone responsible for a child younger than 6 unattended in a vehicle for more than 15 minutes. The vehicle can't be running, and the child may not be left alone if their health is in danger or they're in distress. Now, Goodyear said it appears the child was inside of the car for only a few minutes. Mother is not facing any charges at this time. Goodyear went on to say, quote, I have 3 kids, I have 4 grandkids, and it's a pain to take the kids out of the car when you're going in for just a short period. Look, I was at a gas station one time following a couple to this event, and dude got out to go get something in the store. His girlfriend got out to come back and talk to us. We were at the pump, and this crackhead jumps in his SUV and just takes off. And he didn't
And you
look
saw
or
it
anything.
happen.
I saw it happen. It was the craziest thing. And we're just like, oh, my God. And they ended up getting, he flipped the SUV and all that kind of stuff. But nobody's going to look in the back seat. If they see somebody, it's what they do. They wait. And if you get out and you leave that car running, they're going to jump.
Yeah. By the way, I'm good for him to just put it in reverse and back it up and not endanger the baby.
Yeah.
I've always wondered. I get so confused on the name of those stations because there's another one like that. I've always pronounced that Sunoco.
That's the way I pronounce it.
Okay.
Sunoco.
I just said Sunoco. I don't know.
Sunoco, but there's another one that's sort of like that too.
Buc-ee's. It's Buc-ee's.
No, I don't know. It's not that one. Sunoco. There's another one. What is it?
Amico.
Amico.
They say it Amoco, where my wife is from, which is incorrect.
Yeah, I say Amico, but I did say
Amico.
Sunoco.
So it's not Amoco.
But
No, that's how people from New Jersey say it. That's wrong.
When we were kids, they used to say double A beep beep MCO. You remember that? That was Amico, right?
Right.
But when I was playing, I think it was Mustang level, maybe Pinto level at Saks Youth Activities, we were Amco transmission. So I'm guessing Amco was just trying to confuse people to think they were Amico. Oh, yeah, I'll get my transmission fixed there.
Probably.
Amco transmission.
I was trying to see if there was another one. Maybe that was it.
There's a Mapco.
There's a Mapco.
That was pretty easy, though.
Yeah, I hit that one a lot.
Public restrooms in parts of China are testing new dispensers that release toilet paper only after users scan a QR code and watch an online advertisement.
You gotta be kidding me.
System that has drawn, as you can imagine, widespread public criticism. Now, local governments have not disclosed how many units are in operation or whether data collected will be monitored. The mounted paper dispensers are equipped with optical scanners that display a QR code. Users must use their smartphones to connect to the dispenser, triggering an app-based video advertisement that runs for a few seconds. When the ad concludes, the machine releases a controlled length of paper. Those unwilling to engage with the promotional content can bypass the process for paying about 7 U.S. cents. Municipal officials have described the program as part of an ongoing campaign to reduce waste in public facilities. Now, cases of residents and tourists taking large amounts of complimentary paper have been documented for years in high-traffic areas, leading some city governments to test technology-based rationing measures. New dispensers represent an evolution of earlier systems, chiefly the facial recognition machines installed in Beijing. In 2017, those devices used a face scan to identify individuals and impose a time restriction, allowing only a small amount of paper every 9 minutes. Can you imagine if you had a situation and you had to sit there and wait for every 9 minutes?
Oh,
Yesterday,
man.
I would have needed 30 minutes.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. By the way, is it Kanoko or Conoco?
I think it's Conoco.
I think it's Conoco.
Anybody know?
Conoco sounds right. That one went out of business in my hometown when I was a kid, but we had one at one point.
That was the other one.
Conoco,
that was the other one.
Yeah.
That was
Red and white
Sunoco,
colors, right?
Sunoco is the only one that throws me off because
it looks like sun.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a better name, Sunoco.
Sunoco?
But Conoco, Kanoko, I don't know.
What about Citgo? You knew that one, though,
I
right?
knew Citgo, yeah. And Golf. I got Golf.
Golf, BP.
Yeah.
That was pretty easy.
It used to be
QT.
Golf back in the day.
QT. I like a QT. They got a good service station.
Josh Pate likes a good
He
QT.
does. Good sponsor for him.
Customers of the athletic shoe company On have filed a class action lawsuit alleging that some of the brand sneakers squeak embarrassingly loud when they walk. Any 35-year-old white dad that makes $100,000 plus.
I've never owned a pair of these.
95%. Yeah, I have never owned a pair.
I've never owned a pair. I see a lot of them out.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Generally in the stereotypical, the stereotype you played out right there. It's big in that group.
Now, the class action lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court in Portland, where ON's U.S. headquarters is located, on October 9th, targets On shoes made with the Cloud Tech technology. Hallmark of many of the brand styles, Cloud Tech is composed of differently shaped holes that cover the external and bottom surfaces of the shoes, according to the lawsuit. At least 11 of the On sneaker styles are referenced in the lawsuit, including Cloud 5, Cloud 6, the Cloud Monster, the Cloud Runner, among others. Lawyers for plaintiffs did not immediately respond to a request for comment. A representative for On said the company does not comment on ongoing legal matters.
I think I don't dislike the look of the shoe. You ever had any done away?
I had a pair briefly. Maggie got me when all the soccer moms and stay-at-home moms started wearing them. And I didn't like them because, I don't know, I think they were the lower end of them. There was not enough support there for me.
Yeah, I don't like the look.
Do they come in wides? I have to have a wide. Do you know, Tyler, if On's come in wide?
I do not. I don't own a pair of these. I've never liked the look.
So let me get this straight. Now you're in the market to buy when these things squeak, and
No, I'm just asking if they come in wide.
No, I had a pair of, I won't say it because at one point they were a sponsor, but I had a pair one time that of a brand that absolutely made a sound on the right foot every time I walked.
I think that was just defective. I remember that shoe.
Yeah.
I remember walking behind you making fun of you, but I think it was just a defective shoe. Yeah.
And I liked the shoe look, but sadly I never bought that brand again.
Yeah.
I assumed they were all that way, but they're not.
Ninja's never going to be able to wear these On Clouds.
But I would think not. Are they just On now? Because they used to be On Cloud.
Yeah. I think they've always been On, and I think we just called them On Clouds.
I think the company's name is On, but then like all of their models are like the Cloud such and such, the Cloud this.
Yeah. I'm also not a fan of the Hokas. I know you've got some on, but my buddy Drew got some the other day, and he's like, I don't like how they look, but like the comfort is crazy.
You can't find a more comfortable shoe.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. I just don't like how thick that sole is.
Oh, it's thick. It's thick for a reason.
There are certain ones. I had a pair one time that were blue. I still have a pair that are blue, but this was a darker blue, and then the white thick base that really looked like it was my first pair actually. And I remember asking the guy because I was having some foot arch problem when I was running. I was like, I have a problem running, and he brought a pair back. This will help you. And I was like, dude, is it just because I'm old? I mean, these look like they're for old people in nursing homes.
Well, in someone's platform, did it make you 6 feet though? Seriously?
I don't know about that, but he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, these look like they're geriatric shoes. The soles are so big. And he's like, I've got a pair. He was a younger runner. And I said, BS, you're just trying to sell me this shoe. And I made him go to his trunk. He opened his trunk and held them up out of his trunk. And I was like, okay, I'll buy them.
Okay, so do I have a friend
I've had 3 or 4 pair ever since.
that it seems like Hokas would be perfect for?
Do you have a friend?
Yeah, I mean, if you
to make him a little taller?
No, I'm just talking about a guy that wears like the geriatric shoe.
You do.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
so I bought him a pair last year for Christmas,
does not surprise
and he's
me.
never worn them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like the perfect. I bought him an all white pair because he always wears all these.
I know. He's probably afraid he's going to make his foot fall off. He's
because of looks.
I don't think so.
I think he's so brand loyal on certain things. Yeah. And I was like, this is the perfect pair of shoes for you.
Tell him you could literally walk in Memphis wearing these if you would never.
Yeah. You could.
Inside joke. Sorry.
That is trash. Brought to you today by our friends at Champy's world famous fried chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew at Champy's on Highway 119. Sterling and his family, they've been at that same location for over a decade, giving you a taste of that Delta magic. Not only is Champy's perfect for all your tailgating this football season, you can choose Champy's for your next party, birthdays, weddings, holidays coming up. Get great food from great people at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, champyschicken.com. Back to Alabama football. Kalen DeBoer's record versus ranked teams became a big talk of game day going into the Tennessee game, and then coming out of it, his numbers are insane in ranked games as a head coach. Kalen DeBoer 19-3 now. minimum 10 games coached against ranked teams. He's got an .864 winning percentage, passing Frank Leahy at 32-5-4, .829. Pete Carroll, Jock Sutherland, who barely qualifies, Urban Meyer, and Ryan Day. The winningest coach in college football history right now in ranked versus or against AP ranked teams. Not even ranked versus ranked, but against AP ranked teams. Nobody has done it better in the history of college football than Kalen DeBoer at this point.
With all due respect to Frank Leahy, who I'm sure was a phenomenal coach, it was a different sport back then, and it was easier to do this. This is such a balanced sport now. I give way more credit to Kalen DeBoer, Pete Carroll, Urban Meyer, and Ryan Day on that list than I do Frank Leahy. It's a remarkable 19
look,
and 3. It's unreal.
I'm glad DeBoer had the success he did before Alabama. Obviously, he wouldn't have gotten this job if he didn't. But, a lot of these ranked wins were Pac-12 en route to playing for a national championship. So DeBoer's got it dialed in right now. They've got difficult games still left on this schedule. But I would hope by now, back to your point in the first hour, Dunaway, that Alabama fans are starting to realize what kind of a coach they've got.
I was at the golf course yesterday, and someone stopped me, Jim, and asked me to repeat the stat that we brought up yesterday. And had done the math, but was like, are you seriously telling me that Alabama's last 4 opponents are combined 23-5, and obviously 4 of the losses are Alabama, so there's only one non-Alabama loss in there? I was like, yeah, it was Georgia over Tennessee. He was like, he said, I've never seen anything like that. He said, I think, and he did say this, he said, I think it'll get discounted by people because Missouri and Vandy were involved, but they're good teams. Just remarkable.
Yeah, I just wonder at the end of the season how many teams in the college football playoff Alabama will have beaten.
Breaking news now, brought to you in part by our friends at Coke Zero Sugar. For your game day, you deserve the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. It is now becoming a final deal. The San Francisco Giants are finalizing a deal to hire Tennessee head baseball coach Tony Vitello. That coming from Chris Lowe, and I think he is the first to report it. Jeff Passon is also reporting that, and now Pete Thamel. Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello finalizing a deal to become the Giants manager. 47 years old, will be the first ever to jump from college to major league without any professional experience.
Yeah, there's only really, I think, one other guy that's done it. Pat Murphy, not the Alabama softball coach, different guy, but he had previous experience, to your point. Vitello has never coached in the majors, has been tremendously successful, obviously, in college baseball. But the fact that you never see this happen, you just wonder why. Why has no major league program ever looked at a college program?
And he obviously knows baseball. I think he's going to be fine now. He is one of those guys that when you're talking about professional, if it starts to get sideways, you just wonder what that clubhouse is going to be looking like. But I do think on the front end, these guys are going to like him a lot.
For instance, Nick Saban's way of coaching didn't always translate to the high-paid guys with the Dolphins.
Well, it was
Steve Spurrier's way of running offense didn't translate to the NFL. It had nothing to do with his personality. It was just his schematics.
Yeah, for Saban, the issue was he lost control. In the pros, the players have a lot of the control that the coach doesn't have. In college, Nick Saban can run it any way he wants because he is the one guy in control, and you don't get that professionally.
And a Major League Baseball locker room does not seem like the manager they have their own office. It doesn't seem like the manager's in the clubhouse a lot when I've been around the teams.
No, and to me, it seems like the popular managers are the ones that are just player managers, right? Like, I think people, Dave Roberts, I think you've had frustrations with him, but I guarantee you line up those Dodgers, they love that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Roberts is never walking up to Freddie Freeman, who's 0 for his last 2 games, and saying, hey, Freddie, I think you need to.
Or chewing him.
Yeah.
Either way, he's just.
I think Vitello knows that too.
You would hope. Yeah.
When are you going to get a hit, man?
Yeah.
When are you going to get a hit? So Vitello is going to be the new manager of the Giants, according to reports.
Boy, when I saw this story first leaked that it was a possibility, I was blown away by it.
I just assumed Jimmy Sexton was the agent for Vitello, and he was using it to get more money. That's what I just always assumed.
I think Tony Basilio, who's done radio in Knoxville for a very long time, suggests that NIL is behind this with Vitello, that apparently his suggestion is some NFL or NIL money got siphoned off to women's sports from baseball, and Vitello hit the roof.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. And if you lose a guy over that is terrible athletic director-ing. if you will.
Hey, quickly, Forrester, let's do the TV ratings. It'll be old news tomorrow. Big news for the SEC again. ABC wins it again. The 2:30 was the most watched game, Ole Miss, Georgia of the weekend. 9.8 million viewers, almost that magical 10 million mark again. Alabama was the most watched primetime game, 8 million viewers. LSU and Vandy, the most watched noon game, noon window. And they made a point to say now 4 times this season, ABC, ESPN has beat the big noon kickoff.
I say shout at them.
And then Friday night was number 4, 3.4 million, Louisville and Miami. And it's the 5th most watched Friday game in the past decade.
It's not Glatt's fault.
I find myself more and more turning on ABC on my main, and it never leaves.
Never leaves. That's our show. We're back with you tomorrow. Don't forget Bama and Bourbon. Insight from Aaron Suttles and Lance Taylor for you wherever you get the next round. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.